almost a year. And it was awesome and it was easy. And then I went back to work and it just didn't work. So kind of in a roundabout way, I want to talk about different kinds of treats that you can give your dogs in the summertime, what you can give them, what you can't give them, and just a couple ideas on some fun frozen stuff that your puppies might love. So my dog, I'll try and get her to come over here in a second, is awesome. She is a giant schnoodle. She is a 60-pound lover. She's awesome. But she's got herself in some trouble with some food in the past. So one time, Estella was making biscuits, and Yogi ate a whole can of biscuits, and we had to rush her to the emergency room because the biscuits start to expand. The yeast starts to expand in their stomach, so she had to have emergency surgery. Let's see, another time, my husband likes to make homemade jerky. Yogi ate, we think, approximately 3 pounds of homemade jerky right off the counter. All of it, all gone. Again, we had to take another emergency trip to the vet because she had too much salt in the soy and all the meat. Knowing her, she didn't chew it, she just swallowed it whole. So we've had to watch kind of what Yogi eats. So I always, like when I was making her food, I would always look up, what kind of foods can she have, what can't she have. My parents have always made their dogs treats. So I kind of had a good idea. My mom had shared recipes with me. So we love spoiling her. We love, making sure that she gets good nutrition. But there are some fruits that she can have, some vegetables they can have, and there's also some they can't. So I just kind of want to share some of the fruits that they can have and can't have, and vegetables, same thing. And then at the end, I want to share a couple recipes for frozen treats. Yogi loves to ride in our car. And so if I ever go through Starbucks or go to Sonic, they always want to give us puppy cups. They're not good. That's not good. You don't want to give your dog ice cream. You don't want to give your dog whipped cream because it's full of sugar. If it has artificial sugars, that's really bad for your animals. So I know it sounds fun and the dogs look super cute eating those, but I would try and stay away from them. So instead, I will tell you a couple great easy recipes that you can have frozen treats for your dogs at home. Okay, so let's go through the fruits that they can have. And some of them is kind of surprising. Yogi loves everything. I mean, if she could eat it, she will. So let's see. So did you know that you can give dogs strawberries? You can give it to them with the greens, but we always cut ours off, so we don't eat it with the greens, so I don't give it to her. Watermelon. Yogi loves watermelon. She loves frozen watermelon. So take some big sticks of watermelon, throw it in the freezer. It's a great outside frozen treat for your puppies. Just make sure there's no rind and there's no seeds. All right, pineapple. Yogi doesn't love pineapple, but dogs can have pineapple as long as it's just the yellow part, not the rind and the outside. Kiwi. They can have kiwi without the skin. They can have the flesh of a peach. The pit is extremely poisonous, so obviously if you're going to give your dog any peach, you just give them a little bit, but make sure it has nothing to do with the pit. The pit's thrown away. Okay, dogs can have apples and pears. Both of those are really good for the dogs. They have high fiber. You just want to make sure that they don't get the seeds on that also, because they could get cyanide poisoning if they eat too many seeds. I know there aren't a lot of seeds in apples, but if they have too many, it could make them very sick. All right, bananas. But dogs can have bananas in, they don't have to have a lot, just a couple little bites. So bananas are good. Frozen bananas, great for puppies. Okay, blueberries. Blueberries are awesome, high in antioxidants, good for the dogs. They can have blueberries. And cantaloupe, as long as they don't have the rind. So that's a whole bunch of fruits that your dogs can have. Again, you don't want to give them a full diet of fruits. I mean, if you're a vet and you're jumping on here, you can put in a little feedback on this. But they can have those fruits. But there are fruits that they cannot have. So grapes and raisins are the obvious ones. Everybody knows that. No grapes, no raisins, and no chocolate. Like that's the big one because the dogs can go into kidney failure. So none of that. But also cherries. You don't want to give your animals or your dogs cherries because of the cyanide poisoning or toxicity in the pits. And also avocados. I know some of you think avocado is a vegetable, but it's really a fruit because it has a pit. But that will give it I think it's person toxicity, which will give them diarrhea or make them throw up. So you don't want to give your dogs avocados. Okay, let's go to veggies. Veggies that your animals or your dogs can have. Carrots. Yogi loves carrots. We do little carrots, cut them up for her. She absolutely loves those. Cucumbers, green beans. We always buy the organic frozen green beans at Costco, and Yogi loves frozen green beans. Sometimes I'll sprinkle those on top of her dinner as a little treat. Those are delicious. Brussels sprouts. Yogi loves Brussels sprouts, but don't give them too many because they'll have some gas. You don't want a stinky ass dog. So Brussels sprouts and broccoli, same thing. They can have it. You just don't want to you just don't want to give them a lot or else they'll get gassy. Celery, cooked celery, and peas. So those are ones they can have. The vegetables you should make sure that your dogs do not get into: mushrooms, onions, asparagus. They can eat asparagus, but it's super fibrous, and if your dog's like my dog, she doesn't really chew very well, so it could be hard for them to digest. And then tomatoes. You want to keep tomatoes away from dogs. And if you have a garden, just be careful because the vines, the tomato vines that they grow on are extremely poisonous for dogs, so you want to keep them away from that. I typically grow a lot in my garden. I usually grow Brussels sprouts and peppers and tomatoes and cucumbers. Yogi will eat the cucumbers right off the vine. She'll take peppers, bite them, open, we do jalapenos and habaneros, the super hot peppers. Yogi will still take them, bite them, and she'll run away. Okay, so let's talk about a couple easy treats that you can make for dogs. So you can do it in a ice cube tray. You could do like little plastic silicone things. You could just make it in yogurt cups, whatever you want to do. So here's 3 super easy recipes, or here's 4 easy recipes. The first one, take 4 ounces of plain yogurt. Make sure there's no sugar. Make sure that there's no artificial sugars in there. Just plain, good old-fashioned yogurt. Mix it in the blender or with a hand blender with 3 ounces of water, and then add some fruit and freeze it. That's a great treat for your puppy. The next one is peanut butter and banana. Again, make sure it's pure peanut butter. It doesn't have any sugars. It doesn't have any artificial flavorings or artificial sugars in there. The xylitol is very dangerous for dogs, so make sure that the peanut butter has nothing in it. But mix 4 ounces of peanut butter, 3 ounces of water, 2 ounces of yogurt, and half a banana. Throw it in the blender and then freeze it. Again, putting them in these little things, frozen. Just set them outside when you want to give